Alright, so while I'm waiting for the boat to be pulled out of the water, I figured I'd work on these other engines that we have at the house. We actually have two of these. One's a little bit older than the other. I don't know the exact models just yet, or actually the exact year just yet. The model is just, it's a 4-stroke, it's a 9.9, and it's the high thrust model. So I've seen these on YouTube a little bit. Not a whole lot, so hopefully we can figure out what's going on with it. Supposedly it runs, it just needs to, we need to figure out the wiring, how the wiring works, and give it a shot. So yeah, let's try it. Walmart time. Alright, let me start this episode off by saying that I am not a mechanic. I am not a boat engine mechanic. I am not a car mechanic. I am some dude that finds videos on YouTube on how to fix things and attempts to fix them. And when there's not videos on YouTube, or if I'm too lazy to look up videos, I tend to just try it myself. Again, I'm not a mechanic. So one of the first problems I found is it's pretty, the cover's pretty beat up. It is missing, I believe that's the on-off, which maybe that. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a little bit of a challenge just because I don't really know what all's going on with it. We were told that it ran fine, but I don't think he ran it. I think my buddy had him run it before he picked it up, so we're gonna have to take the guy's word for it and just see. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look, I don't see oil everywhere. I don't see anything crazy. So things like the starter's a little bit, I don't know if you can see that. The light's kind of crappy, but there you go. The starter's a little rusty. Hopefully it's not toast, and hopefully all this wiring goes where it's supposed to go, because I'm just going to plug it in and start it up, or at least attempt to. First thing I need to do is I need to take this this gas hose that I took off of the other boat and clip it and put this piece on, because the connector is different. It's not this connector, it's this one. We had a spare, so I'm going to go ahead and put that one on. These things come off. I think this part's okay. I think the other side's broken, so hang on with this. This goes on here. Goes on here. I'm gonna take this down. Alright. So got the battery partly hooked up. It's only set up with the positive right now. I just kind of tapped the negative to it and make sure it wasn't gonna do anything crazy before I give this a shot. So let's go ahead and plug in our gas line. Oh, nice. Gas in the face. Awesome. Should probably check the fluids first, huh? Probably a good idea. So one thing to keep in mind is I do not have the water connected right now, but I'm not going to run it for a long time, or really at all. I just want to see if it starts, or at least turns over. There is some confusing wiring going on here, though. This one has a question mark on it. It literally has a question mark. Okay. Unfortunately, that usually means the battery's dead. I haven't charged this a little bit, so it's probably what happened. Let's come back to this. So in an attempt to start this engine, my buddy and I, well, first the battery was dead, which is fine. I hooked it up to the car, and we gave it a start, and it started, but we didn't connect the water yet. So we're like, hey, let's make sure it spits water out. I want to make sure the impeller works. So connected the water, started up, no water came out, and this happened in a previous engine that I worked on before, and I was able to actually get the impeller working by back flushing the water, because the impeller was just stuck and clogged with a bunch of junk. So we grabbed what we thought was the water line and pushed water through it, and it was about, when it started spitting out some brown stuff, so I thought, hey, that was it. I got it. It's unclogged. And it was at this point that we realized that that was not the water line.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Where did it come from? Oh, it came out of this one, probably. Fuel? It's like coolant or oil. I
just back flushed the oil. So, once we figured that out, we had to drain the oil and the water, and there was like twice as much water in there as there was oil, which was fantastic. Alright, so now that we fixed the oil problem, or think we fixed the oil problem, we have another oil problem. It's hard to show you now because there's a cloth stuffed up in there, but yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Screw broke, the bolt, whatever you want to call it, broke inside. So yeah, luckily we have a spare of this engine. When Al bought it, he actually bought two from the guy, so it looks like without the threads. So we're hoping the other one fits, because it's a little bit older of a model, but it's the same model line. It's still the same 9.9 high thrust, so it's just an older version. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna try that next. He just went to get a screw extractor so he can get that threads out, but yeah, fun day. Alright, so after the oil was cleaned out, what we did was we started it, and it still seemed to start kind of rough. So then I tore the carb apart, just like normal carb cleaning. I do this so much, it's such a pain. But yeah, you tear the whole carb apart. I cleaned that out. After that was clean, we threw it back together. I forgot a screw, so it wouldn't start at all. Tore it back apart, realized I forgot the screw, put that in, put it all back together again, and it started. So it was running rough. You had to keep about half a choke in order for it to run. Even then, it was bouncing up and down. So we figured out it must be the fuel-air mixture ratio. I've messed with this a lot when I had a scooter that was horrible to work with, so I was dreading this, but it was really as simple as adjusting this screw. I'll show you in the video here. I just did tiny turns. It was basically what I found out was after I put it back in, all those screws, all the adjustment screws were tightened down completely. So we just backed it off a little bit as it was running, waited it out to see how it would run, see if it would run better, and it slowly got better as we backed it off a little bit to the point to where it was running perfectly fine. Turned it off, started a couple more times, and it seems to work great. So I didn't get all that footage. I apologize for that. I keep getting into this routine of just trying to get stuff done, and I don't think to pick up the camera. I actually explain this in my blog if you want to read some of that. I kind of go into the details of the videos on there, but it's pretty much the same stuff. Just svuglyduck.com if you want to take a look there. But that's really about it. We got that all taken care of, so now that engine works. So we're probably going to use that 4-stroke engine to move the new Ugly Duck to the ramp so that we can pull it out but we have the two-stroke as a backup in case that anything goes wrong. But the two-stroke is most likely going to stay on the Serenity, and yeah, so 2 working engines now. I'm actually pretty stoked because I'm getting a lot better at fixing these engines, and the next one we're looking at is a Tohatsu 9.8 that we had that blew the head gasket. So yeah, so keep an eye out for that video coming up, and just keep an eye out for the other videos. We're going to be, hopefully soon, we'll be getting rid of one of the 2 boats. All of our plans, not one of the 2 boats, 2 of the 4, 5, 8 boats. We're trying to get rid of them to make space for Ugly Duck and bring it in. So keep an eye out for those videos. Hopefully we'll get rid of them soon. People on Craigslist are pretty crazy, so you know, they say they'll take it and then they disappear from all existence, and then you start over. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you like about the video, what you don't like. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, even if it's questions about the engine, I'll try and answer as much as I can. Maybe you have one yourself and you need help fixing it, but at this point I'm rambling, so thanks for watching.